League title and Wembley Championship, the only major honour in domestic ice hockey to elude the Steelers hitherto, had been the B&H Cup, until now that is. The road to the quarter-final had just one glitch in the 4-3 loss to Nottingham, but it was impressive stuff all the way, including 7 of the best against the Swindon Wildcats. So, to the last 4 in the competition, and the draw decreed that the two teams many hoped they would see in the final were pitted together at the quarter-final stage, as the Cardiff Devils and the Steelers came head-to-head, first at the Wales National Ice Rink on that memorable Friday night.
It may be the Wales National Ice Rink, but it's a boiling cauldron here this evening. The Red Dragon of Wales, represented by Cardiff, takes on the White Rose of Yorkshire. That's Sheffield Steelers. Let's have a look at the lineups here in this big match this evening. Stevie Lyle, a young goaltender. The mighty important Doug McEwen. Steve Moria, such an influence at centre ice on one line. Randy Smith on the other. Ivan Matulik, the Czech-Canadian. Shannon Hope and the Cooper brothers, of course, they provide goals aplenty for Cardiff Devils. For Sheffield, their line-up, goaltender Martin Mackay, so influential in Holland, Tim Cranston, vital, Tommy Plummer, also important too, and Nicky Chin back on home territory in his hometown of Cardiff. Tony Hand, arguably the best man in British ice hockey. Chris Kellan, an influential and experienced defenceman, and Les Milley, the Scot from Fife. Ron Shudra, though, of course, the captain. The referee this evening is Simon Kirkham, who comes from Leicester. And his two linesmen here tonight, Terry Young and Lee Young, are 18-year-old Lee Young, the father and son from Bracknell. Here we go, the action underway. O'Connor gets it out, but the Devils get it straight back in, and Shannon Hope's the man after it. The young Welshman turns it out of the defensive zone just when it was required, and McEwen's on the puck. Great chance for Doug McEwen. Slips in a brilliant save with his feet by Martin Mackay. And there, Doug McEwen coming desperately close to adding in his 8 Benson and Hedges goals already this season. But the Steelers come, and there's a chance here coming the way of Tommy Plummer, but in goes the shot, and Plummer slips it under the goaltender, Stevie Lyle, and that was the closest we've come yet to a goal, and I don't really think Stevie Lyle knew where that was.
This opportunity resulted because of a forecheck. Stevie Lyle ends up making a save on a puck that he actually tried to clear out of the zone.
But here come Devils away. The Devils on the break here. Matulik down the left flank. Matulik has men with him. Defensive cover is good, but the shot goes in from Mike Ware. Hits his own man and lays out Ian Cooper. Ian Cooper is suffering, but Tony Hand's got a chance at the other end and flips it into the net. Tony Hand producing the first goal of the game.
Ian Cooper still down on the ice. There's a bit of an argument going on here. Tony Hand says that that puck has definitely gone in the goal. Go. Tony Hand going in alone on the goaltender Lyle. He fakes the shot, but his head's up all the time. Lyle doesn't really commit, but Tony Hand makes an exceptional shot to put that puck in the upper part of the net to give Sheffield a 1-goal lead.
Moria with the slap shot. Long range one this as Mackay goes down and almost loses it. Matulik round behind the net. Slap shot going in from Stephen Cooper. Pads of Mackay, but here comes Priestley. Hands on the far side. Hand gets the shot in, and second goal to Tony Hand. A brilliant goal from Tony Hand, his second of the game, his 15th in the Benson and Hedges Cup.
The Cardiff Devils got caught pressurizing in the offensive zone, which enabled the Sheffield Steelers to come out on a 2-on-1 situation. Ken Priestley picks this loose puck up, He knows he's got Tony Hand with him. Makes a nice little pass across the ice. Tony Hand makes no mistake. Priestley coming in on his own, just takes his time, lets Greg Ware commit himself, over to Tony Hand. Boom, she's in the back of the net.
Stephen Cooper with the shot for Cardiff, but they can't seem to get him on target this period. Can they this time? Mike Ware, won by Ron Shudra. Here comes Priestley. Priestley taking his time, a chance for Priestley. Oh yes, Ron Priestley came out of nothing, and there into the net it went.
Very innocent play by Ken Priestley. He was actually coming into the zone, looking for options. He's looking around there, he's seeing what he could do. Mike Ware manages to get a hold of him, but not enough, and he just bangs at it at the last moment and catches the short side of the net on Lyle. Just gets in over the blue line, looking for options. Gets tied up by Mike Ware, but still manages to get the shot away to beat the sprawling Stevie Lyle.
Joy for the Steelers, and Ron Shudra, the skipper, awarded an assist on that one, but no doubt about the scorer, Ken Priestley, with just over 8.5 minutes remaining. As Cardiff have it all to do, 3-0 it is to the Sheffield Steelers. And a chance for break the deadlock. Goal going in there, brilliant effort there from Steve Borio. Steve Borio collecting that on the edge of the crease and putting Cardiff back in it.
Stephen Cooper is the key to this play, as he keeps the puck in his zone. It just goes around Andrew Mallow here. He's basically tied up, but manages to get the pass out to Steve Moria, who's in front of the net. And he makes no mistake when he's in close like that. Pass out by Cooper, one time by Steve Moria.
Randy Smith going it alone for Cardiff. But this time, here's another chance for Ken Priestley. Here's Priestley, can he stick it away? Hits the Reds, the steelwork. Priestley misses his target. Millie with the chase, O'Connor back on point. Marlowe across the other side. Can they get it to him? O'Connor tries to get the shot in the break here, but big Doug McEwen. Could this be number 2 for Cardiff? McEwen finds the net. A brilliant effort by Doug McEwen. His 9th goal in the Benson and Hedges this season. Cardiff are back in the game.
A game-breaking player is Doug McEwen. And he capitalizes on this opportunity. The shot from the point just hits his stick. He goes in alone, clear on goaltender Mackay, all the way from the red line. Looks like he's going to fake the shot. He takes it anyway and puts it right between the legs of Martin Mackay.
He's dumped there, it's tough in the corner. Mike Ware with the check. Cheers as Nicky Chin, the former Cardiff player, is taken into the boards. Mike Ware comes away. Puck runs loose. Scotty Neal with Mike Ware. Bodies flying everywhere. The game is warming up. Here comes Nemeth. Nicky Chin is with him. Chin has a chance. Great goal for Nicky Chin. Nicky Chin, a marvellous goal against his former club. A great effort from Nicky Chin. His 4th goal in this year's Benson and Hedges.
That's like 2 goals for Nicky Chin. Once against the Cardiff Devils, and the other against the supporters that are here tonight. Steve Nemeth coming out of the zone. Nice little move there. It's a 2-on-1 now, just over to Nicky Chin. He makes no mistake to put it in behind Lyle. This is the move right on Doug McEwen there. A 2-on-1 against Jason Stone. Over to Nicky Chin, and he puts it in the top corner.
So Nicky Chin, that's probably what the young Welshman wanted to do, to score against his old club. He's done just that to make it Cardiff 2, Sheffield 4. Greg Ware with the shot, flicked away by the stick of Ron Shudra. Mackay gets across quickly. McEwen takes a tumble. One has the impression that Cardiff will keep McEwen on for much of the remaining period. Cranston with the shot, flicked away by Lyle. Cranston gets another one. Cranston gets in the rebound. A marvellous goal from Cranston, his 1st of the game. And now Sheffield are singing as Cranston scores his 5th goal in the Benson and Hedges this year.
Rebounds being the key here. Tim Cranston, a big game player. He always comes up with that goal when you need it. He just takes the shot. A bit of a rebound coming off of Stevie Lyle, and he's there to pick that rebound up and put it in the back of the net. Cranston's a very good skater. He knows he's got no room here. He just takes the shot. The rebound comes out, and he puts it in the empty net.
A genuine mistake by the 15-year-old goaltender for the Cardiff Devils. It's Sheffield leading 5 goals to 2. Cooper, Matulik, heavy check, an effective one there by O'Connor. The Steelers get it out. They'll be content with that. Ron Shudra now chasing Cardiff. Just over 5 minutes remaining, a 3-goal margin as Matulik gets into Mike Ware. Ware nicks it in, Randy Smith chases it, but here come the Steelers again. Priestley, Shudra's trailing, here goes the chance of another goal, a brilliant one there, and Tony Hand gets his 3rd goal of the game. Going in there and sailing in on the pass. A hat-trick for Tony Hand, which means for him it's 16 goals in the Benson this year.
A beautiful combination effort here. Ken Priestley, once again, gaining possession, taking the puck into the zone, sees Tony Hand racing down the far side. He makes no mistake with it on a one-time pass with a shot in behind Steve Lyle. Cardiff certainly felt that they could probably keep this close. Sheffield knew that if they went into their own rink on Sunday with either 1 goal down or even, that they'd have a clear chance of winning this series.
Moria with it for Cardiff, bringing it out with Randy Smith, getting it down neatly and checking back inside, gets the shot away. Mackay's equal to it. Shudra, the Steelers with time on their side. Coming forward, Chin returns it to him, Priestley skating with him, hands behind him. Ron Shudra deep into the area. Could this be a goal for Shudra? Yes, he does. Brilliant piece of skating from Ron Shudra for goal number 7, and it's his 12th in the Benson and Hedges this year.
Ron Shudra coming up very big for the Sheffield Steelers on an end-to-end rush. He makes a beautiful move here. He catches Shannon Hope going the other direction, puts the puck past him. Nice little move on Stevie Lyle, picks up his own rebound and puts it in the net. He catches Shannon Hope going the other direction, puts his rebound in to give Sheffield their 7th goal.
Well, there's no doubt about how cheerful Ron Shudra was there. Sheffield leading 7-2, 4 of the goals coming in this last period. The fans here from Sheffield almost counting down the seconds now. Randy Smith with a shot, a consolation goal from Randy Smith, but I think it's disallowed because they think there was a man in the crease. No, they're going to give it to Randy Smith, I think.
Randy Smith, Player of the Year. He does his work in the offensive zone. He just gets the puck right around the circle area. Mackay perhaps didn't see that completely because of Matulik being in the crease.
But it's all over. A marvellous game of ice hockey, and I'm sure the teams will all shake hands on the centre of the ice. The Sheffield players are back there congratulating their goaltender Martin Mackay. 5 goals came in the 2nd period, but then it all ended in the 3rd period by 7 goals to 3 in Sheffield's favour.
So, a sizable cushion of 4 goals for the Steelers to take back to the arena just 2 days later. One thing Alex Dampier's team knew for certain is that the Devils would not hand the tie to them on a plate. It had to be hard-earned, and was.
The atmosphere of around 7,000 fans here in the Sheffield Arena. Their line-up, Charlie Cullen, the guest goaltender. He's there from Slough. Tim Cranston, so impressive in the starting line-up. Steve Bennett, number 10, absolutely vital. The very busy Tom Plummer. And then, of course, we have Nicky Chin, who played for Cardiff and scored against his former club in the first leg down at the Cardiff Arena. Tony Hand, the highest ever scorer in British ice hockey. Mike O'Connor, the big defender. The veteran Chris Kellan, the very busy Scott Les Milley, and big skipper Ron Shudra. Rocket Ron is there to add his power at the blue line. We're ready for face-off. No team has ever come back to win in the 2nd leg in this competition. The Autumn Cup, as it was previously known, by more than a 2-goal deficit. Humberside against Durham in the 1st leg. Humberside came back to beat Durham to make the final. That's in 91-92. But here we go, and immediately in possession the Cardiff Devils with Jason Stone. Round to Moria. Matulik behind the goal. Getting it out and looking for Cooper. But quickly away by Cranston.
Difficult play there, Charlie Colin in the Sheffield net.
Moria, Randy Smith, and that's in the net. Randy Smith, they pulled it back. There we are, the power play goal from Cardiff, and Randy Smith, the man on the mark.
A beautiful 3-on-2 effort there with Smith capitalizing. Steve Moria just steps inside the zone, sees the trailer Smith, who takes the shot and makes no mistake.
Tony Hand with the puck in the corner. Cardiff get it out. Great effort there. Steelers keep it in with Tony Hand. Back onto the point with Marlowe. Marlowe gets the shot away. Shudra comes round to pick it up. And there goes the shot into the net. And yes, it's back in action. Cardiff have pulled it back, and Tony Hand the scorer.
This play all starts from the puck not getting out of the zone, and Andrew Mallow keeping it in. It had to come out there, it just didn't quite work. Ron Shudra picks the puck up. He sees Tony Hand on the far side of the ice with a one-timer past Wood. Shudra knows he's got lots of time. He looks, he sees Tony Hand, who puts it in the net.
6 minutes of the period gone. Sheffield tying it up on the power play, and they come away again, restoring that 4-goal lead. Kellen getting it out of the defensive zone, but only as far as Stone. Stone nearly makes a mistake, but it's won back indeed, and a great effort here by Matulik. Matulik has Randy Smith with him. Can Randy Smith get the shot away? No, great interception from Kellen to wake up the Steelers. Tony Hand with Priestley with him, and Hand gets a great effort there. Tony Hand scores his second goal of the game. 5 on the leg, a marvellous effort from Britain's leading scorer.
A very innocent play coming out of the neutral zone and going into the offensive zone of Cardiff. Tony Hand, he knows he's got Ken Priestley with him here, right in the right of your screen. He just takes the shot, and Jason Wood is caught a bit flat-footed here. He doesn't realize that that's happening. Perhaps he maybe feels that he was a little out of place in positioning on that shot.
Well, Alex Dampier, surely they're feeling he's got something in hand, because now the Steelers are in charge of the tie. They lead 2-1 on the night, and that means now it's 9-4 on aggregate. Can he get the shot away? Finds a man in space, Moria, but a brilliant save there by, I guess, goaltender Charlie Colin.
If you can create space and you can skate, you're going to make the moves. This is what Doug McEwen does. Nice little pass over to Steve Moria on the side of the net, and Charlie Colin has to go down to make a good save on that.
The stick hand of Charlie Colin gets it away past his pitch. And there's a chance of a goal, and yes, there is the Cardiff goal. A magnificent effort that, and Randy Smith, I think, got the final touch in there. And they pulled it back to level on the night.
Bit of a funny bounce coming from behind the net there, with both players fighting for the puck. Nice job by Ivan Matulik to get it out in front to Randy Smith, who makes no mistake on the background. That's Matulik doing the hard work on that play and pressurizing the puck carrier.
But the goal from Randy Smith there, putting Cardiff really back in the game on the night as Matulik comes away. Good defensive work by Tony Hand helping out. There goes Priestley with the shot. Wood gets to it at the second attempt. End-to-end stuff here in the Sheffield Arena. We've got a game on our hands.
I'll tell you, transition from defense to offense is what causes this shot by Ken Priestley. Jason Wood coming out of his net to make a very nice save.
Well, Steeler Dan's enjoying himself, isn't he? So, away come Cardiff. 26 is Mike Ware, but here comes Cranston on the break, shadowed by Steve Cooper. Can Cranston net? Charlie Colin's equal to it at the second attempt. A brilliant save there, sorry, by Jason Wood. Jason Wood, of course, the tender for Sheffield here, getting down there well.
Jason Wood just standing his ground. Two of the best skaters in the league. Tim Cranston trying to go in alone. He gets the shot away because he knows that he's going to be pressurized. A little bit of a rebound there, but not enough time for him to make any maneuver on the puck. Jason Wood just jumps on him. Look at the stride in these two players. Look at the power in their legs. They're fighting one another, but Cranston still manages to get that shot away.
Stephen Cooper into the corner, chased by Moria. Kept clear by Shudra, and now another chance for Tommy Plummer. Plummer's in on Jason Wood. Could this be a goal? Yes, somehow. Indeed, Jason Wood guessed right there. That was quite a save on a one-on-one situation.
Bit of a tough break for Mike Ware in the zone there as the puck bounced off him, right onto Tommy Plummer's stick, and he's in alone on Jason Wood. He's looking to make moves here, and perhaps maybe just goes the other way on it, but Woody comes up big with a nice save. He knows he's got plenty of time and tries to go the other direction, but Jason Wood just stacks the pads to hang on.
Doug McEwen with the face-off, back to Ware. In goes the shot. Cullen goes down, gets it with his pads, flicked in by Shannon Hope. And that means that Cardiff have scored a third and take the lead. Shannon Hope, the scorer.
The importance of a face-off once again, as the puck comes back to the point to Mike Ware, who lets it go. Mike O'Connor does a tremendous job actually to try and hang on to Shannon Hope, but the rebound comes out and he's there to bang in his own rebound.
Sheffield in possession as Chin is robbed by Matulik and sends Randy Smith away with Moria in front of him. Smith with the puck, outskates his man and nets. A brilliant goal for Cardiff. Are they back in the tie as Randy Smith slots it home?
Puck in the defensive zone, especially to a guy like Randy Smith. The turnover created Randy Smith in the slot area, just in the high circles there. He makes no mistake to put that puck home right on the ice.
Controversy higher though, because they seem to have disallowed the goal.
There is, and I believe the reason being Ivan Matulik, number 22, is in the goal crease. As a result, the goal is nullified. Cardiff, once they gain possession in the offensive zone, are trying to keep the puck deep. The reason is they're going to have a lot more offensive opportunities.
Yes, and there's the goal. Doug McEwen providing the pass, and a great piece of finishing there, because Ian Cooper finished it off with the fourth Cardiff goal of the night.
This play starts right from the Cardiff zone. They set up early. McEwen coming across the center ice. Nice little pass to Ian Cooper on a one-timer, and he perhaps catches Charlie Colin a little flat-footed. Beautiful shot there, right in the short side of the net.
Chin though for the Steelers, almost getting back that advantage. Comes to Scott Neal, but a lovely interception there by Randy Smith. Cardiff have to come out. The Sheffield crowd have almost been silenced as the puck is played on the net. Charlie Collins doesn't gather that, and it's desperately close there for Shannon Hope. The rebound opportunity came his way and he failed to capitalise. Surely the Sheffield Steelers are on their way into the semi-final, but as Shannon Hope comes away, Ian Cooper's with him. Can they get the shot away? Charlie Colin comes in, still running loose to McEwen. Comes back in front of the goal. Sheffield can't get it out. 55 is Stephen Cooper. In the last 10 seconds we are. Tony Hand will just hold on to the puck or shoot it round behind the goal. 2 seconds remaining. It's all over! Sheffield Steelers are through to the semi-final. They may have lost on the night by 4 goals to 2, but on aggregate that was certainly enough to take them through 9-7. But in the end, Sheffield Steelers perhaps worthy owners of a place in the Benson and Hedges Cup semi-finals. 4-2 on the night to the Devils.
Friday was an excellent game on our behalf, but the thing is we weren't concentrating properly tonight. We were trying to defend the lead instead of playing a normal game and playing our own offensive hockey. We were just sitting back in our own end and letting them come to us, you know, and it's not easy playing a game like that.
So who do you want to meet in the semi-finals?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, whoever it is we have to beat, so there's no favourites.
The surprise package in the competition had been the Fife Flyers. Even their staunchest supporters would not have expected them to be rubbing shoulders with the likes of Sheffield and Nottingham at this stage in the competition. But they'd got there on merit, and the draw made at the Sheffield Arena meant an awkward trip for the Steelers to Kirkcaldy. Fife are never an easy side to play in their building, and so it proved for the Steelers as they put in one of their poorest displays of the season so far.
Here we go then with the first of the semi-finals. It's the first leg. 5 Flyers in the home rink, and their starting lineup tonight is all Scots. Home rule, they say, up here. But for Sheffield Steelers, of course, so impressive so early this season. Well, the puck still deep in the Flyers' defensive zone. Taken round behind his own net by Alistair Reid, looking for his own man, loses possession. Tony Hands behind the net for the Steelers, looking for the man on point. Kellen's one side, O'Connor's the other side, but Flyers clear it out. Good piece of control there, and a lovely piece of skating by Palmer to put the home side in front. Chris Palmer with his 24th Benson and Hedges goal of the season has made it 5-1, Steelers 0.
Chris Palmer can certainly score goals. He takes that pass from Mark Morrison, steps in alone, puts it upstairs on Davy Graham.
Powerful skating from Priestley around the back of the net, but McCrone reads it well, and the puck almost squeezed into the post, but not. Abel clears the danger to Billy, the Steelers. Abel again, with his captain Ron Shudra, skating powerfully to get it out of the defensive zone to Tony Hand. Lovely pass from Hand, can the Steelers equalise? Yes they do! Tony Hand with the assist. Lovely skills from Hand, but the finish is effective.
The creativity of Tony Hand working with Steve Nemeth, putting him in alone, and he makes no mistake to put that behind Bernie McCrone. Tony Hand with the puck just in over the blue line. Nice little pass into Stevie Nemeth to put Sheffield on the scoreboard.
Here come the Steelers again. Tony Hand. Scott Neal's in front of him. Hand leads it trailing, doesn't read it well. Dingwall breaks with Samuel for the Flyers. A little bit of argy-bargy in the middle there. Tony Hand's involved for the Sheffield Steelers. And as Bob was saying, maybe, just maybe, the 5 Flyers are going to get these Steelers on edge a bit.
Tony Hand of the Sheffield Steelers will not be happy with this call whatsoever. He feels that he was antagonized and instigated into taking a 2-minute penalty. You can see by the look on his face, he's not pleased.
Palmer. Tries to find Reid, a chance for a short-handed goal here for Sheffield Steelers. Branston came so close, but McCrone gets right. Here come the Flyers. Morrison chases back. Millie wins the puck for Sheffield Steelers. Plays it right back to Chris Kellen. Kellen takes it round behind his own net with the Steelers trying to kill the penalty. So far successfully as Doug Marsden comes forward for the Flyers. Somehow Morrison keeps it in. Kellen produces an effective clearance. Shudra tries to help him. Untidy for the Steelers as the Flyers keep it in. But here comes Kellen with Millie. Millie gets the slap shot away. Hits the stick of McCrone. One back for the Flyers, who continue their power play with Marsden. Millie it is that comes back. Hand is back on the ice. Steelers back to strength. And here goes Tony Hand. Could he grab a second here? Yes, he does. Straight off the bench, and Tony Hand grabs Steelers second to make it Flyers 1, Steelers 2.
Tony Hand coming out of the penalty box to pick up this nice pass, going in alone on Bernie McCrone. He looks up, takes a slap shot, makes no mistake.
Two and a half minutes remaining on the period. Steelers leading the Flyers by 2 goals to 1. Slap shot goes in from Kellen, but it's wide. Flyers come away again. Fabulous match here at the Five Ice Arena. Now a chance for Morrison to get the equaliser, and he does! Brilliant piece of skating. Mark Morrison grabs his 18th Benson and Hedges goal to make it Flyers 2, Steelers 2. Steelers pulling it out of the area, out of their defensive zone, played right across the ice. to Tony Hand. Hand flicks it in. Priestley skating hard. Covers there from the eager Five Flyers. Nemeth has it round behind the net. Can he find a man on the edge of the crease? Somehow McCrone gets his stick around to deflect the puck away. Nemeth holds it up well. Looking for Shooter on point. Gets round behind the net. Can they get it out? It's whacked away as McCrone fails to gain control of that. And really the effort from Ron Shooter and Tony Hand in there certainly meant that they had an opportunity to get a third for the Steelers. Play up the other end, Steve King, can he get the shot away? He does this time, surely Steve King, yes he does! A brilliant effort to make it 3-2 to the Flyers, and somehow Steve King found space, and somehow David Graham didn't see that one.
Some controversy here on whether or not that puck actually went in the net. Little over anticipation, Stephen King finds himself in alone on Davy Graham. He lets the shot go, and that goes into the upper part of the net. Yes, that's in. The goal judge, who sits behind the net, actually waved it off after the shot had taken place. So as a result of that, the referee has no alternative but to nullify the goal.
The referee relying on the goal judge.
Stephen King in alone. We can see that that puck is clearly in, but it's the guy behind the net, the goal judge, that has made the decision for the referee. There's the shot. That's up the stairs. That's come right back out of the net.
Well, the referee has changed his mind and awarded a goal to the Five Flyers. There's no doubt about it that Steve King's shot went into the net. Of course, they don't have the benefit of the replays that we have, but the referee has finally been convinced that that puck went into the net, and I think justice has been done. I think we can have a look at it once again.
Stephen King letting that shot go.
Nemeth on the chase. Here come the short-handed Steelers. Schuber taken down. Oh dear, all sorts of muddles there in front of the Five Flyers net. Kept out more by luck than judgment. Here come the Flyers. Power play for the Flyers. Palmer nicks it in to Morris. Brilliant save by Dave Graham there. How he got that, nobody will know.
He gets a nice little pass from Chris Palmer here, and he finds himself in alone on Davy Graham, who makes a nice sprawling two-pad save to cover up. Morrison in, all alone. Davy Graham comes up with the goods.
O'Connor to Nemeth. Nemeth, scorer of the first goal tonight for the Steelers, but here's O'Connor, gets a shot away. Surely Nemeth can get it in. A brilliant save there by McCrone, who goes down. He couldn't have known where that one was.
Bernie McCrone making a sprawling save there. The whole top of the net being empty for Steve Nemeth, but McCrone makes a big save to keep Fife ahead by 1 goal.
Abel has a Shooter with him as the puck's played in here, and once again we get the call, and the puck is going to come right back up the other end of the ring. Well, the penalty count so far, certainly we've seen far more penalties go the way of the Sheffield Steelers than we have the way of Five Flyers, and that perhaps has helped the scoreline to go in favour at the moment of the Flyers. And there's Steve King with another. Steve King's second goal of the game. His 16th this season in the Benson and Hedges makes his Flyers 4, the Steelers 2.
The importance of a face-off, but more importantly, picking your man up. This puck pops loose. Stephen King finds himself in alone on Davy Graham. He makes no mistake with a shot.
Well, 4-2 it is at the moment in favour of the Five Flyers. And many people might have expected more goals here tonight, but some of the defensive work, certainly by the Flyers when it mattered, has been important. Here they come though on the break with Doug Marsden. Palmer's with him. Morris is with him. Morris goes in behind. Marsden flicks it across goal. Nobody on the crease. Here come the Steelers to Tony Hand. Hand flicks it inside. Could Priestley get the shot away? Marsden with the cover again. Great effort from Marsden here tonight. On the edge of the crease though, could this be the opportunity? A diving save by McCrone, who goes full stretch to keep out that effort from the Steelers really. And here comes Morris again. It's end-to-end stuff. Great hockey in this rink here. Morris beats his man, and just wide goes Robertson. because some brilliant skating there provided the opportunity, but here come the Steelers once again, this time with Kelland. Kelland on the blue line, doesn't connect as he might. Clearance there, they're battling. Wilson it is this time with the clearance, 4-2, with just over 11 minutes remaining here in Kirkcaldy. Robertson holding his man behind the net. A helmet lying on the ice, that's being lost by Blues.
Ian Robertson perhaps hanging on to his man just a little bit too much. And I think he finds himself sitting in the penalty box for 2 minutes for holding.
Well, that means a power play coming the way of the Sheffield Steelers, I think for the second time so far this evening. But his team is going to feel the pressure perhaps as the Sheffield Steelers mount the power play. Shudra back on point. Nicky Chin's with him. Chin gets it back to Shudra. Can Shudra get the shot away? Yes, he does. Somehow McGrone gets down to that, brings his legs together as the puck threatens to run loose, and that is good goaltending. 4-2 to 5 Flyers as Les Millie comes away. Cranston retains possession. Somehow they clear it outside their defensive zone as Robertson fishes it away, but it's totally missed by Ron Shudra for Sheffield Steelers, who are probably going to have to look to a sterling effort at the Sheffield Arena next week to pull this back as Morris almost gets another one and does. A brilliant goal from Mark Morrison from following up there.
Loose puck in the zone. Craig Wilson just gets it out front. Mark Morrison, 1 shot, 2 shots, puts his rebound away. Nice play by Craig Wilson to get that puck out in front to Mark Morrison. He's in the slot area, bangs home his rebound for perhaps the biggest goal for the Flyers so far in this game.
Mark Morrison grabbing his second goal of the night, his 19th in Benson and Hedges competition so far this season, and certainly in his first game as player coach, he could hardly look for better. (5-2) to the 5 Flyers, under 2 minutes remaining on the night. Here come the Flyers again. Is this a chance? Plummer gets back. Hand is skating forward fast. Can Tony Hand salvage something from this as he gets in the shot? Kicked away by McGrone. The shot goes in from Priestley. And it counts. Priestley pulls it back for the Sheffield Steelers. A third goal from Priestley, who hasn't been on the mark tonight, but he gets one there.
This is a beautiful goal. Against the flow of the play, and it goes right into the top corner of the net. Comes back out on to hit McCrone and goes back into net to confirm it. Cross ice pass in the zone. Priestley with the one-timer. Goes right up into that top corner. Beautiful goal.
Plenty of action, a marvellous game of ice hockey. And could this be another goal for Steve King to complete his hat-trick? No, it's wide somehow. Really the goal at his mercy. And that could have been a killer. Les Millie comes away. Has Cranston with him. McGrone flicks it away. Only as far as Shudra. Shudra gets the shot. McGrone flicks it away this time. The beleaguered goaltender has certainly played his part, and here come the Flyers once again. It's open stuff as Robertson gets the shot away, palmed away by the stick of Dave Graham. 5-3 to the Flyers. We're in the last minute of the game. As Derek King needs composure here for Flyers, and has it. 40 seconds remaining. Flicked up the ice. Graham knocks it down to Kelland as Steelers try to mount an attack and try to pull one more back. It's 5-3 to the home side, the 5 Flyers. We're in the last half minute of the game. Blues ran behind his net. The Flyers fans have enjoyed this. The Steelers aren't out of it. 2 goals in it going to the second leg.
No doubt they've got their crowd behind them and their support. And they'd like to take that with them going into the second leg in Sheffield.
Seconds remaining as Ron Shudra sends the puck hard and deep, but I'm sure that Derek King, Alistair Reid rather, whacks it away, and this time the breather is what they want. 5 seconds remaining. Can the Steelers fashion a goal? The hooter goes, it's time! A marvellous ice hockey match. 3-2 it was at the end of the second period, but Steve King and Mark Morrison scored for the Flyers to put them in front, and seemingly 3 goals in front. But a goal from Priestley, the third of the game for the Sheffield Steelers, has seen it end. Fife Flyers 5, Sheffield Steelers 3.
It's unusual for the Steelers to have to play catch-up, but they had to in the second leg of one of the most dramatic cup games ever seen in British ice hockey. Settled back and witness a gripping climax at the Sheffield Arena.
Here we go then with the second leg of this Benson and Hedges Cup semi-final. A really great night here with the House of Steel, a boiling cauldron, as the Sheffield Steelers come away, and Priestley gets the breaker. Can he put them in front? Good piece of defensive cover there, and away comes the Flyers this time, and it was Doug Marsden played such a big part last week to set them going. 0-0 here on the night. Still a 2-goal lead for the Flyers on aggregate. Here comes Cranston, checked brilliantly there by Derek King. Action thick and fast as Cranston take Wilson into the balls, but away come the Flyers with Ian Robertson skating hard. Steve King is with him, but trouble round behind here, and a penalty called on 2 players here, both of them I think for roughing here. They're going to take a march to the box spot.
We pick up Tommy Plummer here with a new guy, Mackey, in the corner. Lots of action going on. You can see the intensity that these guys are playing with.
The face-off deep in the Flyers zone with just under 8 minutes gone here, and the Sheffield fans making the noise here. 9,000 people in this stadium packing the arena. A sellout, some atmosphere, and a chance here for the Steelers, but somehow McGrone reads it well. O'Connor with a shot on point, completely missed by Plews. McGrone has to go down, but somehow the Steelers keep it in, and there, round behind the net goes Derek King. That gets out a point, the shot goes in there from O'Connor. The battle round behind the net, trying to squeeze it in is Tim Cranston, and somehow McGrone gets down, and more rough stuff round the net.
Tim Cranston's always in the middle of things, but he does that for a purpose, because he likes to take the other team off their game plan. He does it time and time again. He's banging away at that puck. He knows that McCrone's got a handle on it, but nonetheless he's going to give it that little extra effort just to try and antagonize the opposition.
Palmer flicks it just outside the defensive zone. Good bit of work there by Morris. Skips inside his man. Good defensive cover there. Kelland and Scotty Neal to allow Tony Hand to get away with it, but Palmer gets the slap shot away. It takes a deflection, and Cowley doesn't have to really save that one. But here again come the Steelers with the cheers. This time it's Priestley. Priestley gets the shot away just off target. As Priestley takes it out of the zone, the advantage to the Steelers with Stevie Nemeth. Nemeth skips inside his man. Good bit of work there. Tough defensive work there though by Steve King to allow Flyers to come away, and Chris Palmer goes on a skate. Cowley reads it well, clears it out of the defensive zone. Sets Tony Hand away. Hand's got a man on the far side, and Steve Nemeth desperately close there. Good pass from Tony Hand. Good skating by Steve Nemeth. Just under 2.5 minutes remaining on the period, and 22 seconds on the Steelers power play as Hand wins it back. Priestley, could be a goal here. Great chance. Yes, oh, good defensive cover. The cover there was absolutely brilliant from the very busy Mark Morrison, and a great chance came the way of Steve Nemeth.
Bit unfortunate, he knew that he had the open net. Mark Morrison just coming from behind. Nice little pass from Ken Priestley. Look at the move here. Oh yeah, he catches him out completely. Where does Mark Morrison come from? I'll tell you, he keeps his team in the game.
So the face-off, but it's won by the Steelers as Nicky Chin comes away. Chin has men with him. Plummer's on his right, Cranston's trailing. Chin retains possession as he's taken into the boards there by Markey. Slap shot goes in and deflected into the net by Plummer for the first goal. Tommy Plummer it is with a final deflection there. Takes the shot in from the point to make it Steelers 1, Fife Flyers 0.
This line, Andrew Mallow taking that shot from the point. It's just redirected at the last minute by Tommy Plummer. The slap shot coming from Andrew Mallow from the point. Redirection on John McCrone just to put it in the short side to give the Sheffield Steelers the lead in this game.
Nemeth goes past his man. Cuts back. Hands out there, so is Kelland. Kellen face to control it, but does round to the back of the net. Scott Neal cleared away for the Flyers. Good piece of skating there by Morrison. Clears it out of the zone and sets Frank Morris going up front. Morris needs men with him and has it. Palmer, the shot by Reid, puts them in. The first goal, a lovely goal there for Alistair Reid. Only his second goal in the Benson and Hedges this season has made it. Steelers 1, Flyers 1, and that 2-goal reserve on their tie, on the tie here, governs the way of 5 Flyers.
Tic-tac-toe passing with Alistair Reid eventually getting the shot away on Wayne Colley. Look at the time. Frank Morris back to Chris Palmer and over to Alistair Reid, who's the trailer on this play. Palmer sees him the whole time, just a one-timer, and catches Wayne Colley moving across the net.
And now Priestley battling with Morris up against the boards. Brings it clear. Priestley tries to set his team away. Tony Hand skating fast. Nemeth coming this side. Hand checks back. They've got to get somebody up on point. Good piece of stick handling. Flick goalwards by Steve Nemeth, but blocked out and away. Oh, it should have been away by the Flyers easily. They made more difficulty of that than they might have done. And here comes Robertson. Hits his own man of the skates and sets Tony Hand away. Hand has Nemeth with him. Good piece of defensive work there as Doug Marsden gets down to poke that away with his stick bog. Classic defense.
Tony Hand just getting a step there and trying to get around him, but nice little play there by Doug Marsden.
King, Cowley getting down to it, and now the Flyers are making the new goaltender for Sheffield Steelers certainly earn his passage here tonight. Well, of course, Alex Dampier's going to have to work his team now. Will he start to panic, Bob, because the game's over halfway through and they've still got to pull those 2 goals back?
Alex Dampier's been in
well, he doesn't need to panic there, Flyers. He's going to have to panic because Morris put that one in out of absolutely nothing. Frank Morris netting a second goal for 5 Flyers, and the margin's now 3.
5 Flyers, Mark Morrison getting that puck back to Frank Morris. He just takes a shot. Cowley's there, but he doesn't quite make the save.
Now on the night, it's Steelers 1, 5 Flyers 2, which means on aggregate it's Steelers 4, 5 Flyers 7. A 3-goal deficit they have to now pick up with just under half the game to go. Here come the Flyers, building in confidence. The Sheffield Steelers fans are much quieter now. And the Steelers have got to produce a grandstand finish here. Flyers shocking them with 2 goals in quick succession. As Cranston comes away for the Steelers, the period comes alive. Cranston gets his shot away. It hits a post and McCrone was a shade lucky there. Here comes Tony Hand stepping inside. No chance to get the shot away, but does get the pass away. Has a man with him, Priestley, surely. McCrone goes down, drives Priestley wide, and good defensive work by the Flyers. They're defending in depth, they're defending with courage, enthusiasm. Here comes Palmer with the shot the other end. As Cowley comes out, narrows the angle well, but doesn't get it away from Steve King. King has Robertson trailing, but his shot takes a deflection out, and here comes Cranston. Cranston's in on the goaltender. Can he score? Brilliant save by McCrone, who gets down there as Cranston all but sold in the dummy, and the pass across 2 lines relieves the danger with the offside decision.
He's done a tremendous job so far tonight. I'll tell you, he's come up with some very, very big saves. Cranston breaking in alone on him, does all the moves, just has to put it upstairs, but McCrone comes across the ice. Look at him anticipate Cranston's move. He just covers that net right up. Beautiful glove save.
Just over 6 minutes remaining in this period. Barlow getting the shot away, covered up, and McCrone somehow deflects that, kicks it in the air. He couldn't have seen much of that one. Just enough as Chin gets the shot away. Back to Marlowe. The goal being peppered. 3 saves in quick succession from Bernie McCrone. Back to Marlowe. That deflection. McCrone on the pads there. Chin almost getting that one in. 2-3 successive saves from McCrone, which he could hardly have seen the puck. Great efforts on defence there by the 5 Flyers. Eventually clearing the puck out of the defensive zone. But only to O'Connor, who fires it back in. Plews with the clearance. Round to Craig Wilson, cleared out of the defensive zone, but back comes Andre Marlowe. Away comes Nemeth. Nemeth skates hard, Priestley's with him, Chin's with him, takes a deflection off the stick of Markey. But there goes a slap shot for Nemeth to give the Steelers a chance. Steve Nemeth, who scored a valuable goal last week, has made it on the night. Sheffield Steelers 2, Fife Flyers 2, and Steve Nemeth for the Flyers, grabbing his 6th goal of the season in the Benson and Hedges.
Plenty of pressure coming in the Fife zone. Mike O'Connor taking that slap shot, the rebound coming out. Steve Nemeth makes no mistake from the slot area. The turnaround shot, the turnaround slap shot, and McCrone goes down, but no luck this time. He just tees this right up, and that just goes right into the top corner.
Here comes the Steelers. Ron Shudra flicks it up to Tony Hand. Hand sends Plummer away. Plummer gets the shot shot, knocked down by McCrone, who came out well on the angle there and really gave little space to shoot at.
A nice little bit of neutralized transition. The pass coming to Tommy Plummer. He's in alone almost. He takes the slap shot. But as you say, Bernie McCrone comes out of his net to cut that angle down and make the save. Plummer with that big shot of his, he lets it go. That was going for the top corner. McCrone covers up to make a good save.
2-2 on the night. The Flyers, though, with that 5-3 scoreline at Kirkcaldy a week ago, lead on aggregate by 2 goals. Steelers have it all to do. If they can pull just one of these goals back, we could have some fun in the closing minutes as Andre Marlowe flicks it deep into the Flyers' defensive zone. Cranston being hooked and held up by Robertson, but it comes out to Steve King. King with a neat pass to Robertson, who has Palmer on his left. Robertson gets the slap shot away and makes it 3 for the Flyers. A lovely break, and Robertson, the captain there, an unbelievable shot to produce his 8th goal of the campaign in the Benson and Hedges. What a goal for Ian Robertson to make it 3-2 on the night to the Flyers.
Flyers captain Ian Robertson picking a nice little pass up in neutralized territory from Stephen King. Just over the blue line with that big slap shot. Catches Wayne Cowley a bit flat-footed there, perhaps. Robertson, not much else to do but shoot this puck, but he makes no mistake with it and gives Flyers the lead once again.
Well, the fans have started to make their noise in this Sheffield arena. 9,000 are here, and they came here to see Sheffield win. At the moment, it's the Flyers in front. A Sheffield pepper McGrone's goal. Nemeth gets it round the back. Neil is out on the edge of the crease. Round they go and try and squeeze it in. Cranston does, and there is Cranston producing his 1st goal of the game. And for Tim Cranston, his 6th in the Benson and Hedges this season. That makes it 3-3 on the night. The scorer, Tim Cranston.
The old roundabout here, around the net, trying to shove it in the short side. Tim Cranston gets what he needs on this one. Look at the action in front of the net. Everybody's got somebody. Cranston knows he's got nothing to do but try and stuff it in on the roundabout there. Around the net. McCrone's around there, but just not in enough time.
Well, we're level on the night, but those 2 goals, that 2-goal advantage. But here we go again. Oh dear, so desperately close there as Plummer deep in the crease. All but gets that one in. But here comes Shudra covering. Give Hand a chance. Steelers coming forward, crowd behind them, almost knocked down by Priestley. Morris providing the cover. The puck cleared up the ice all the way. Just under 11 minutes remaining on the match. As Priestley gets possession, gets the shot away, and a brilliant save by McCrone there, but the puck runs loose in the end, and all hell lets loose around the net. As eventually Tommy Plummer it is that fishes it away, and perhaps had a chance on the rebound there, but the cover from Marsden and McCrone was effective. Here comes Shudra for the Steelers. Can he get the shot away? Held up by Palmer. Round behind the net. There's a penalty call on here, and I think it's going to be on Palmer, is it? Or Marsden is going to take a walk to the box here. It's certainly going to restore and give the chance to the Steelers to have a power play in a moment. So Chris Palmer sitting it out for the Flyers. Marlowe piles in the slap shot, and yes it is, it's touched in there by Nicky Chin. Nicky Chin, and that has put the Steelers well and truly back in the game, with Nicky Chin touching in that slap shot from Andre Marlowe, and now it's 4-3 on the night.
The importance of the face-off, the puck coming back to Andre Marlowe. He's got plenty of time. Who's in front of the net? Nicky Chin to obstruct the view of Bernie McCrone. This is what we've been talking about. He waited for this, a deflected puck, and that's in the back of the net. And Sheffield find themselves once again within 1 goal of tying this series up. He's a big guy, this Nicky Chin. That's why they have him in front of the net. You can't move him out of there.
A grandstand finish in prospect here in the 9,000 capacity Sheffield Arena. As away come the Steelers, the fans getting behind them. The power play has 50 seconds remaining. As Priestley takes the puck up into the corner with men out on point. Gets it back to Nemeth. Nemeth has Shudra. Shudra gets the shot away. Macron gets down to it. In fact, in front of him, it's Blues that's laid flat by the puck. But Nemeth still has time, and Shudra gets another shot in. This time it falls loose. Men flattened and away. Somehow that's got out of the defensive zone there by Morrison. 20 seconds remaining. Could this be it? Great stick handling from Steve Nemeth, and fractionally off target. He'd beaten everybody that failed to provide the coup de grace. Still the power play. 9 seconds remaining. Shudra gets the shot in. That too is wide. Falls to Marlowe. He'll foul this one in to Nemeth. Nemeth gets the touch, and the man's back on the ice, and Morris is chasing it. The power play, the penalty has been killed, and it's still 4-3 on the night. Here we go again. This time the Steelers coming forward, roared on by a near capacity crowd here. Tony Hand, back to Nemeth. Nemeth gets the shot away. It's knocked down and wide. McCrone playing his part here. Panic measures in defence, but away comes Palmer. Has Morrison with him. Morrison gets a great chance. Brilliant save by Cowley. The goaltender there certainly proved his worth on that one, because that would have been costly. And it's Flyers at the moment, desperate to stay calm. We're done with 4.5 minutes remaining. On aggregate, leading by 1 goal. Here comes Rod Shudra. Powerful skating. Can he get the shot away? Skips inside, round behind the net. McCrow knocks it away. That's a Rod Shudra! That levels it up. We've got a game on our hands. A marvellous effort from Rod Shudra, making it 5-3 on the night and levelling it up all round. We've a match on our hands.
A solo effort to get the puck in his zone, and this is the man that finishes it off. Ron Shudra. He's got that big shot of his. The puck kept in the zone. A pass to Shudra in the slot area. He just one-times it, and McCrone is down on the play and just can't hang on.
Well, Ron Shudra's 13th goal in the Benson and Hedges, and none more vital than that one. 4-5 taken away by Nemeth. Nemeth pushes it forwards. And away comes Cranston. Cranston has Plummer trailing, gets the shot in, knocked away by McGrone, who falls on that at the second attempt. 63 seconds remaining, still all to play for, and overtime threatening. And there's the defensive efforts from Shudra. Can he get the shot away? Kicked away by McGrone. We're into the final minute of the match as Nicky Chin checks back with Reed in close attendance to hold the puck up against the boards. Away comes Marsden. Marsden flicks it out, looking for Morris, kept in by Kelland. Round the boards to Chin. Chin flicks it into Hand. Hand, can he pick out a man? Here he does. Bullet-like shot from Shudra goes in, kicked away by McGrone. Just over half a minute remaining. Steelers on the attack. Overtime threatening. Priestley cleared away. Palmer tries to send his man away. Brilliantly stopped there by Shudra on the blue line as Priestley comes away and gets the slap shot in, but it's deflected away wide of McCrone's goal. Out to point. Callan with the shot, kicked away by McGrone. The hero for Fife Flyers tonight, there's no doubt about that, Bob. Well, with 5 seconds remaining and the face-off just outside the defensive zone, Cranston goes on a skate. He's going to run out of time here as the puck goes round behind the net. What a game we have. We now know we're into overtime. 5-3 on the night, going the way of Sheffield Steelers. Exactly the scoreline that happened up at Fife last week when the Flyers won by 5-3. And sudden death overtime means that a goal scored first within that 10-minute period will be the one that counts.
Well, it's good, you know, it's what cup finals are all about. Fife have done a real good job, and it's been a tight game. We're happy to be in it right now. So, you know, we got 10 minutes, ready to go at it.
Do you think you can do it?
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's a problem.
10 minutes overtime, the clock will count down. Graham Horner sets us away as Palmer gains possession for Flyers. The Steelers fans are starting to make themselves heard. and here comes Sheffield Steelers. Can they get the slap shot away? McGrone is equal to it. Yet again, the shots have piled in on him all night. Can they clear the danger? Morris does. In fact, it's Morrison away to Palmer. Palmer on the break. Has O'Connor between him and the goal. Puts it in, a chance here. Brilliant save by Cowley, earning his corn there, because as Robertson went in, the goal was at his mercy. The Steelers have to clear the zone, and here comes Tony Hand. They must be tired. One notices Hand not as quick as he is, but he skates in there, holds the puck up, checks it back down to Priestley, who plays it round the boards looking for Plummer. Flyers look to clear the danger, and do out of the defensive zone, but only to Plummer. Morrison gets away, held by Plummer. Kellen comes away for the Steelers to send Hand away. Could this be the winner with Tony Hand? Yes, it is! Tony Hand, a brilliant goal by Tony Hand, his first of the night. Tony Hand producing his 20th goal in the Benson and Hedges this season, and in overtime, on aggregate, taking the Steelers through to the final by 9 goals to 8. And Tony Hand, what a great effort!
Nice pass by Chris Kellen to see his old teammate in alone. He makes a nice little fake there and just puts it into the top of the net to get Sheffield into the final. Kellen, plenty of time, looks for his man, he's in alone. He's so calm and cool out there, that's why he's such a gifted scorer. And he puts Sheffield into dreamland. Beautiful shot, beautiful shot.
Well, Tony Hand started this, his 100th game in the Benson and Hedges competition, and he provided the celebrations for nearly 9,000 Sheffield Steelers fans here in this Sheffield arena, providing the coup de grace. The man that did it, Tony Hand, the highest ever British scorer in British ice hockey, a smile on his face in game number 100, producing a great effort, but in the end the Steelers kept their nerve when it counted, Bob.
They showed a lot of composure late in the game to come back, even though they were down. But it also goes to show you the importance of 9,000 fans behind you. And I have to say that the Fife Flyers did a very admirable job here this evening. I'll tell you, they showed a lot of composure to come and play. And if you like, Doug Marsden maybe said it, it was like playing David against Goliath. But they showed a lot of strength and composure, and you have to admire them for their effort.
Well, certainly only the second time ever a team has overcome a 2-goal deficit. They did it in overtime. Remember, 5-3 on the night at the end of normal time. It was 8-all when we went into overtime. And there, with just over 5 minutes remaining, Tony Hand, the number 16 there on your screen, with his 20th goal this year in the Benson and Hedges, finally gave the final place to the Sheffield Steelers in their home arena.
Well, yeah, you know, give Fife a whole lot of credit. You know, they came here with a real strong work ethic, and they played a heck of a hockey game. Made it real tough for us. You know, we don't think we gave up a whole lot, but, you know, they got their chances, and, you know, obviously we had to scratch and claw to get the win.
Oh, hey, I'm happy. It was a great night. It was tough going. Fife came here to play the game, and they did a great job. I thought that we had a lot of chances, and with the scoring talent we've got, we just couldn't find the range. But yeah, that's what Cup hockey's all about.
Now the big one, the B&H Cup final, uncharted territory for the Steelers, who hadn't reached this exalted position before, but the opposition were no strangers to this showpiece occasion, the ultimate foe, the Nottingham Panthers. Honours were even from their previous encounters in this season's competition, but there was a small matter of home advantage for the Steelers, even though they were the away side by virtue of a coin toss. Another big game for Ken Priestley.
I think if you're a hockey player, winning is everything. I don't think there's anything less, but you know, it's in our rink, and we have to. We're the host team, and not only do we have to put on a show, but we have to win, and that's all there is to it.
A British record crowd is packed into the Sheffield arena for the final of the Benson and Hedges Cup. The rivalry is as big as any in any sport. Sheffield against Nottingham. We'll join commentator Tony Millard.
For Sheffield, with all the crowd behind them, Wayne Cowley, who's taken over in goal from Martin Mackay, who we saw earlier in the season in the Europa Cup. Rob Wilson is back here from Telford. Ken Priestley and Steve Nemeth, so prolific scorers, as is Tommy Plummer. Nicky Chin, who's played in all 4 Benson and Hedges finals, the previous 3 for Cardiff. Britain's all-time top scorer, Tony Hand, and Rocket, Ron Shudra, their captain, brings up the rear, last but by no means least. The crowd is anticipating this. Alongside me, Bob Corral is as well. Bob, the atmosphere, something special.
It's as good as I've ever seen it, and this is a big game tonight for both teams. The Benson and Hedges final, and both of them are equally hungry to try and get this trophy.
Well, they are, and away they go with the Steelers in possession first, cheered on by their fans, but good work by Nottingham Panthers. Comes across to Morgan. Tony Hand, so prolific. Former Murrayfield player, Britain's top scorer in British ice hockey. Here he comes. Hand gets the shot away, kicked away by Scott O'Connor. He gets down to the one coming back, which is off target. Here come Panthers. Matt Trickett's right on the right. Gets it, checks it down. Lovely move, 2-on-1 as Twait goes in. Twait's on the edge of the crease. Can they get it? How that went over the bar. What a move by the Panthers, and Mark Twait it was who came desperately close to scoring the first goal of the game as Panthers broke very, very quickly. Steelers building slowly. Fast skating here. Comes Priestley. Good piece of defensive work, but Priestley somehow keeps it in to the Panthers' defensive zone. Man advantage the way of the Steelers. On point is Kelland. Back round to Priestley. 28 seconds remaining on that penalty. Power play the way of Sheffield, and so far, that's it. Yes, the first goal goes in, and there it's touched home. Nicky Chin will celebrate that one, and we know now that Sheffield Steelers are in front.
Chris Callan with the puck from the point. He takes his time. Nicky Chin in front of the net with a nice little slide shot there, catching Scott O'Connor off guard. He knows he's got a little time here, just picks his spot. Scott O'Connor perhaps getting caught a little flat-footed. Nicky Chin, the big man.
My God. Well, here come Panthers. Maybe it's going to work. Plays down with the shot, and it gets away just off the skate there. It's toughening up here. Action thick and fast. The referee and letting it go at the moment. Will they calm down? Weber. Eventually it comes out. It's bouncing loose. Oh dear, it's eventually cleared away by Tim Cranston, who brings Steelers away to the roar in this arena. End-to-end stuff. Here come Panthers, Bob. This is certainly something special.
These guys are giving it their all, and they're doing their jobs, and there's a lot of hitting here, and this is going to have a big play come the third period, because this is what gets guys tired.
5 minutes remaining on the first period. 1-0 in favour of Sheffield Steelers. They're playing in the white, and there's Tony Hand getting a shot away. Brought down brilliantly by the catching hand of Scott O'Connor.
He knows he hasn't got much to shoot at there, but he lets it go anyhow. Scott O'Connor makes a very nice glove save.
Well, they're dancing, and look, it doesn't matter which team you support. One from each side, and they're into the last half minute of the period. Panthers come away. Can they pull it back before the break? Good bit of skating by Morgan, brought down by O'Connor. Good piece of defensive work by the big Sheffield defenseman. Tate and Premack combined to keep it in. 80 goes round behind the net, but eventually the puck comes out. The end of the period. A great period of ice hockey. A marvellous Benson and Hedges Cup final. Only one goal we've seen. A great cup final so far. At the end of the first period, it's Sheffield Steelers 1, Nottingham Panthers 0. Here we go then with the Sheffield Steelers leading by 1-0. Nicky Chin, their scorer, in the first period. And referee Graham Horner is going to start the second period of this fabulous Benson and Hedges Cup final. Nottingham Panthers and Sheffield Steelers. It's Steelers in front by 1-0. Tony Hand's a handful for many people there as he comes in. But Panthers come away again. A wonderful game of ice hockey here. Good skating. Good check. Morgan is robbed. Away goes the slap shot, and Cowley's catching hand is hot. Steelers in front. Slap shot away from Chris Kelland. Kept out. Chin's going to get a shot, and does. Kicked away by O'Connor. Arguably the biggest crowd ever to watch an ice hockey match in Great Britain at this Benson and Hedges final. Over 10,000 as Tony Hand flicks it back. Good stick handling from Tony Hand on the power play. Priestley gets it back to point. Shots away, kicked away, a chance for Nemeth. Once again, good defensive work by the Nottingham Panthers. Priestley. It's the puck into the attacking zone for Sheffield Steelers. Panthers have to clear this. Wilson, Shooter with the shot. Blocking, the men getting between puck and shot for Panthers. Well, they're not worried how much they get hurt. Another chance coming the way of Sheffield, back to Shudra. Oh, and great work there by Chuck Taylor for Nottingham Panthers. Morgan on the edge of the crease, and there's a second goal, and Tony Hand has produced a second goal for the Sheffield Steelers, the second power play goal of the match, and it's Sheffield Steelers 2, Nottingham Panthers 0, and Tony Hand has grabbed a goal, his 21st in the Benson and Hedges Cup this season.
The key to the play, Ken Priestley tying up Chuck Taylor to allow Tony Hand to come out. Beautiful move by Tony Hand to put the puck in the far side of the net. There's Ken Priestley. He takes Chuck Taylor out of the play. This is what gives Tony Hand that room that he needs. And if you give him room, boy, does he score goals. Look at that, right on the backhand there in between the 5-hole.
Chin's getting another chance. Good stick handling by the Welshman. Cranston round behind the net. Plummer picks it up, tries to flick it back. But Cranston recovers well. Steelers are hot at the moment. Gets it out, Marlowe's on point. Marlowe gets the shot away and it's knocked in. It's tipped in there. Once again, the Steelers are now certainly going to run away with this. And it seemed to be tipped in on the edge of the crease from Andre Marlowe's shot on point. And really the celebrations there, I think the final touch went to Tim Cranston.
The point, the pass back to the point, Andre Marlowe with a big shot, but it's a redirection in front of the net by Tommy Plummer that causes a nightmare for Scott O'Connor. The goaltenders don't like this one, and this is what Sheffield has been trying to do all night long. There's the slap shot, the deflection, Tommy Plummer, 3-0 Sheffield.
Yes, it looked to us as if it was a deflection. Marlowe provided the shot on point, and now the Sheffield Steelers are hot from the crowd here in their home arena. 3-0 to the Sheffield Steelers, 2 goals in quick succession, and now the Steelers are really on their mettle.
Now we're going to see what the Nottingham Panthers are made of. This is where they're going to have to dig down deep and try and come back from all this. Sheffield Steeler coaching staff are going to try and capitalize on it that much more. When you got a team down 3-0, let's put the clamps on them and shut them down just that little bit extra.
What will they be saying on the Nottingham bench?
We've got to create the scoring opportunities. Guys, we've got to have a guy high. We've got to have somebody in front of Cowley because he's doing everything at the moment.
And Cowley's doing everything there because here comes Sheffield Steelers again. A great save there. But here comes Tony Hand, scorer of the second goal. And there's Tony Hand netting again. That's number 4 for Sheffield. And they are hot. A fine goal. It's now 4-0 to the Sheffield Steelers, and this stadium has suddenly come to life. 3 goals in no time at all, and we know now surely which way this Benson Hedges final is going to go.
Tony Hand going end to end. He just lets that shot go on Scott O'Connor. This is a tussle between him and Chuck Taylor in neutralized territory, which Tony Hand wins. He's looking whether he needs to pass it. He's got no options there, and he just lets the shot go. But look at his head. He knows what he's doing the whole time. His head's up in the air. He's having a look around at just what's available to him, and he lets the shot go.
Well, the Sheffield fans are enjoying themselves, but they're hardly singing in Nottingham. Panthers trying to keep it in, trying desperately to get a goal in the last 10 seconds of the period. Counting down, a little bit of rough stuff. Puck held up in the corner, eventually cleared out. That's the end of the period, but I think there's a penalty call here, right on the whistle. A penalty call right on the whistle here, which means that somebody's going to start the third period short. But Sheffield Steelers now lead by 4 goals to 0.
Well, obviously it's a good period for us, to pick up a few goals. Give Tony Hand a lot of credit. He's a heck of a sniper on the net, and he caught Scotty O'Connor a couple of times there. A few big saves by Wayne on our end, and for the middle part of the period, we took the play a little bit, but last few minutes, Nottingham's coming on. Now we got a penalty to kill, so there's a whole lot of hockey left yet.
4-on-4 situation, so both penalties are taking place there, and both teams will start this third period with a man short as a result of those minor penalties.
Yes, eventually Nottingham Panthers taking that other man off. We thought that we were going to be caught with too many men on the ice, but here it is, 4 against 4 among the skaters. Away comes Sheffield. Stick flicked away there. Skating there, whacked away. Oh dear, some rough stuff here. And the big men are going down. That's Graham Waghorn, takes a perler, and there's a penalty called, I think, here on a Sheffield player as Waghorn went down. We're going to get a Nottingham power play in a moment. We've got a Nottingham goal instead there, because that is a goal from Darren Durdle, and if my estimation is right, that'll kill that penalty.
Nottingham scoring that goal before Sheffield touched the puck, which will in fact nullify the penalty. Darren Durdle on the one-timer from the face-off circle. And we've seen him score goals from here before. Wayne Colley, perhaps just not quick enough coming across that net area.
Well, the referee was about to call the penalty for that infraction on Graham Waghorn, but the goal counts. Of course, there is no power play now, and the goal is what counts. If they can get it back to him as Twait takes the puck round behind the net. He appears to be brought down, but good chasing in. There's going to be a penalty called here on Priestley, and that's going to give us a power play situation the way of Nottingham Panthers, and that could turn the game perhaps, Bob, dare I say.
Neil Morgan going in there trying to get the puck, but his approach to that puck was preceded by the hook from Ken Priestley. There's the quick hands of Darren Durdle. We just spoke about them. That's not easy to get that puck out that quickly in front of the net.
Brilliant, but it's in there. I think the shot went in from AD. It doesn't seem as if Cowley stopped that, but the referee's right on the spot. Is he going to award the goal? He's having a word with the goal judge. The shot went in from AD. We don't know whether he's awarded the goal. We didn't get the red light on, Bob. All hell letting loose in that goal crease.
Mike Blaisdell doing some excellent forechecking there to get that puck out. And Wayne Colley just covering up there to make that save.
Well, they've disallowed it. It looks as if Cowley held it against the post, and although he hadn't seen it, he somehow managed to keep it against the post, and it didn't go in. Our replay shows the puck stuck on the line against that post.
There's Blaisdell with a puck outside. It's just laying there. It's right on the line. He's digging away at it, but it's underneath Wayne Colley, and it doesn't look like it went behind that line.
Power play time running out for Nottingham Panthers. Back onto the ice comes Priestley. The Steelers are back to strength. There comes Tony Hand, big chase that one. Looking for his hat-trick. Steps inside. Panthers during the match now out shooting Sheffield 31-30 despite the goals coming the way of Sheffield Steelers. Great effort there, only just wide as Cowley sticks out a glove and misses that one. Tony Hand on the chase, looking for his hat-trick. They allow that, a great chance of another goal for Sheffield Steelers, but can the Panthers pull it away? Time running out for Mike Blaisdell's men. Under 4 minutes here on the clock. 4-1 to the Sheffield Steelers. They look certain to win this Benson and Hedges Cup in their own arena. The crowd will go wild. Darren Durdle. Here they come, they haven't given up. Shot gets away. Lovely shot from Blaisdell, knocked away by Wayne Cowley. Sheffield come away with the puck. Good work there, good hard skating from Tim Cranston. Broken up on the red line. Blaisdell sets his man away. Great opportunity, there's a penalty called here. Nottingham are going to get a power play as Sheffield gain possession. And here we have, with 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining on the clock, perhaps this is the last chance for Nottingham to do something to pull it back. As Darren Durdle picks up the puck. Can they produce a miracle? Here he goes, Whitney Morgan. Morgan flicks it round behind the net. 80. Can they get it out in front? Morgan in possession, trying to find a man on the edge of the crease. 80 round behind the net. Durdle coming up on point. They've withdrawn the goaltender, have Nottingham Panthers. Away to my right, we have an empty net. As they mount an attack, and it's almost, yes it has, it's paid off. It's paid off. They took the goaltender, Scott O'Connor, off, and they took advantage by scoring a goal. It worked for Mike Blaisdell, and that was what he was saying down in front of us.
All kinds of action in front of the net there. The puck coming out front. Mike Blaisdell just with a bit of a blind backhander, if you like. And he makes no mistake with it. He's pulled Scott O'Connor, his netminder, at this stage to have a two-man advantage. Here comes the puck out from in front of the net. Mike Blaisdell on the backhander from the slot area to give his team the second goal, but a very important goal.
Well, Nottingham Panthers taking the gamble here. They're playing 6 skaters out and no goaltender once again. Scott O'Connor has gone to the bench and Panthers are playing their last card. A shot just wide, but here come Nottingham Panthers, gambling with 60 seconds remaining. Can they get it forward? This is gamble extraordinary. And this could be Tony Hand's hat-trick if he gets it straight. He does! Tony Hand has scored his 3rd of the night. Tony Hand has killed off the Nottingham Panthers, and now there's no doubt about the winners of the Benson and Hedges Cup here tonight. The move has backfired, but it was worth the gamble.
Nottingham had no choice on the situation and just caught in trouble again in the neutralized territory, and this is the guy you definitely don't want to have the puck if you're going to get a goal scored on you. And Tony Hand, he knows he's got a bit of an option here. He's got Ken Priestley coming in on the far side of the play. He doesn't make it easy for himself. He just doesn't put it into the net. He puts it into the top part of the net.
I think the hat-trick and the chance of a Benson and Hedges gold medal was coming the way of Tony Hand when he broke on that one. We're in the closing minute of this memorable Benson and Hedges final. Sheffield Steelers leading Nottingham Panthers by 5 goals to 2. Panthers trying to come back in this period, taking gambles, but away comes Sheffield. It's virtually all over now, and the noise in this arena is quite intense with the Sheffield fans. Cleared away by Nottingham Panthers. As far as Tommy Plummer, some atmosphere here with the seconds counting down. Bob, this is a special night.
It is. It's a big night for the Sheffield Steelers here, and a major trophy in their own building, and they'll be pleased with the result.
Oh, there it is, the final whistle, a memorable cup final, won by the Steelers, 5 goals to 2, a hat-trick from Tony Hand, goals from Nicky Chin and Tommy Plummer. The goals for Nottingham Panthers came from Darren Durdle and from player coach Mark Blaisdell. Penalties counted perhaps, but in the end, the winners of the Benson Hedges Cup by 5 goals to 2 are the Sheffield Steelers. Well, the presentation down there, the cheers are ricocheting off this roof because the Sheffield Steelers are receiving their awards in numerical order. Already Tony Hand has collected his Man of the Match gold medal for the winners and Darren Durdle for the losers. Bob Carroll alongside me, I think both of those probably well deserved.
Well, Tony Hand was a big part of this game. He scored 3 big goals and they came at very key times in the game. Perhaps Nottingham had a bit of momentum, but he managed to shut that down, and that's duly credit to himself.
Well, they're picking them up, and there's a cheer for each and every one as Steve Nemeth collects his medal. The presentation party, David Topping, who's the sales manager of Benson and Hedges, and Frederick Meredith, the president of the British Ice Hockey Association. All those awards there. There's Nicky Chin, who sent the Steelers on their way with the first goal, collecting his model. Alex Dampier has a hat on, that yellow hat. Tony Hand collecting an award for the second time tonight. Well deserved for his hat-trick. Mark O'Connor. They've all got the yellow hats on now. It's time for golden celebrations.
Those yellow hats are synonymous. It's something that's happening now in sports. When you win something, you get a hat to go with it as part of the memory, and I'm sure that the Sheffield side will be very pleased to be wearing this one.
Well, now here comes the big award because Ron Shudra is collecting the bottle of champagne. Ron Shudra is collecting his medal, and the Benson and Hedges Cup very shortly will go to the same man. There's their goaltender who played no part tonight, but certainly did in getting them to this final, Martin Mackay. And Wayne Cowley, who had a tremendous game in goal, has only been here a month or so now, and certainly played his part in winning the medals for his colleagues there. Alex Dampier's coming up now. He's been down with flu for much of the week. but the manager is certainly used to big finals like this, Bob.
Well, the experience comes into play, and unfortunately Mike Blaisdell had to concentrate on both sides of things. But Clyde Toole and Alex Dampier, they come to the forefront in big situations.
Well, certainly there, but there is Ron Shudra now, the moment all these Sheffield fans have been waiting for, as Ron Shudra collects the Benson and Hedges Gold Cup, the Autumn Cup in ice hockey, now sponsored by Benson and Hedges for the last 4 years. Sheffield Steelers, the only major award they haven't won in British ice hockey, and tonight they have. There is Ron Shudra holding it aloft. Sadly, away to my right, the Nottingham Panthers players who played a part in a memorable occasion here in the Sheffield Arena, but the celebration time belongs to the players of the Sheffield Steelers here.
Oh, it feels great. It's it's been a long time coming with the club, and it's the one trophy we haven't had. And I'm really happy for all the players and and all our Sheffield supporters. They've supported us so well. It's been tremendous.
Was it as easy a game as the score suggests?
Not really. No, it was a tight game all the way through, and we took our chances when they got them. And Wayne Cowley shut the door on them.
How important was Tony Ham to you guys today?
Tony was very important. But I think a guy like Ken Priestley did so much work defensively.
It's Steve Nemeth over there scoring water.
Kenny took up a real defensive role tonight and did a great job. He didn't get on the score sheet, but he created a lot of openings for us.
Now right behind you, I've got Ron Shudra. Ron, what's it like to hold that cup?
Well, it's one that we hadn't won last year, and we're pretty disappointed about it, but it all makes up for it, winning it for everybody here, especially in front of your home crowd. They love it.
So what are you guys going to do tonight?
Well, I don't know. We'll probably have a little bit of a celebration, but can't get too carried away. We got a game tomorrow, which isn't a lot of fun, but we'll have some fun tonight and hopefully go out again tomorrow and do the same thing.
Looks familiar, doesn't it? Just like Wembley all over again, only this time the Steelers have completed the full set. A clean sweep of the top domestic honours, League, Wembley Championship, and now the B&H Cup. The trophy cabinet heaving as we enter 1996. It's tough at the top, but there's only one place to be for Britain's undisputed #1 ice hockey team, the Sheffield Steelers.